Hi, and welcome back to BioFuture Organization. As the strategic portfolio management meeting continues, our head of R&D Jerry is working on the annual operating plan. He wants head of PMO Tom to help him build it efficiently using Planisware. Let's listen in.
Hey Tom, glad you could join. As part of our annual plan, we need to approve the next batch of projects for 2024. Is there a good way to prioritize what projects will be executed?
Yes, since we keep this information in Planisware, it's easy for us to get a view of our entire backlog of potential projects.
That's great. We always have more good project ideas than budget, so it's our job to recommend to the leadership team where to invest the company's resources. How do we prioritize which of these potential projects to start?
Let's start by creating a portfolio scenario. This will help us visualize the impact of adding projects on budget and resource capacity. At the top, we can see what projects are approved in this scenario and their corresponding timing. On the bottom, we can see how our project resource forecast compares to our resource capacity. These scenarios do not affect project data, but allow us to plan for the future.
That sounds helpful. So how does this view help us find the right balance to meet our strategic objectives?
Well, in our case, we have a little bit of resource capacity in the next 2 years to approve new projects. With this view, we can easily find which project our capacity allows us to add.
Interesting. So what happens if we approve all projects? Do we have enough resources?
Let's see. No, it looks like that would bring us over our capacity for the next few quarters.
Does that mean we won't be able to add our high priority projects?
Not necessarily. With Planisware, once we have an idea of what projects we want to include, we can alter their execution dates to shift when we will complete the work. Let's first lock in our must-do projects.
That's great. We wouldn't want to propose any delays to those.
Exactly. Now we can play with the timing of the other projects to see if we can find a scenario that fits our capacity.
Is there an easy way to get the best timing for these projects?
Absolutely. With the Swarm Intelligence feature, we can optimize our scenario in one click by leveling out the resource needs.
Awesome. This is going to save us a lot of manual trial and error. Now, how do we resolve the small gap in Q2 2025?
Let's drill in and understand exactly what the gap is.
Looks like we have a small gap in our support testing department, which can be resolved using some contractors, but the gap in design engineering is more concerning. Is there anything we can do?
Unfortunately, with this level of resource gap, we probably need to stop one of these projects.
Could we pause the Regene skin patches project?
Yes, that's a good idea as it's our lowest priority one.
Perfect. That really helped get us to a realistic scenario. Are we all set?
Not quite. Before we share this scenario, we also need to check the budget impacts. To check that, I find the waterline view most helpful.
What does the blue line represent here?
It lets us know which projects can be funded. Anything above the line meets the budget targets that we have set.
Looks like we need to cut out another project.
Yes, but let's be careful. We need to keep the GlucoManage project as it is a must-do.
Ah, yes, sharp eyes. Let's get rid of the next lowest priority one then, NanoSurge.
Perfect. Now that we've created a scenario, we'll want to compare it against others to see which one makes the most sense for the business.
How's this screen going to help us do that?
Planisware allows us to tailor this screen so we can compare KPIs that hold value to us at BioFuture. Here we have budget, resource utilization, and strategic scores.
This is great, Tom. It will be important for us to understand how our scenarios are moving us towards our strategic objectives. Do we have visibility on how our OKRs will be affected?
Great question. Planisware will help us anticipate how much progress we will make towards our OKRs based on the projects we have selected for our scenario.
How much progress did we make by approving the new projects?
Our ND4 is the new project we approved. So quite a lot.
Awesome. Looks like I know exactly which projects to recommend approving in the annual plan.
Tom and Jerry were able to use Planisware to prioritize their portfolio by leveraging the consolidation of live project data paired with the flexibility of scenario creation. Keep in mind that this capability used during the annual operating plan process can also be leveraged when the organization needs to pivot and change strategy. It is very beneficial to select which projects should be cut during tougher times,